Hey everyone, MaceyLou here, and welcome to another episode of Medibang paint tutorials. What we're going to do in this video is we're going to learn how to use the transform tool. So first things first, I've decided I'm going to transform the cat's eyes, making sure I'm on the right layer right now, and then I'm going to go up to the transform tool and click it. Then I picked the lasso portion of the tool because that's what I like to use for this type of thing. And since the eyes are not touching, obviously, I'm going to have to go back into the menu and click additive, so you'll see that in just a moment. So first I select the right eye, and that's just the one that I selected first. It doesn't really matter, of course. And then I go into the menu again for the transform tool and click add. And once I do that, that means that I can add to the selection. So I'm going to add the other eye. And I just decided to do that for this tutorial just to kind of show you that you could do that. You can have it on normal or you can have it on add, subtract. You can do lots of things with the selection tool. But we're mostly focused on the transform tool, of course, in this. And so I'm sizing her eyes up bigger. I thought it would make her a lot more kawaii. And so that's what I'm doing right here, as you can see. And so when you're in the alter menu there, as I've got, alter selected, you can alter the size, and it's kind of like, it kind of constrains the proportions and things just depending on what you're doing. And you can see, like, you can either squish it or you can do it proportionally. Now, sometimes I have a little bit of trouble with this menu in Medibang Paint for some reason, so just kind of keep that in mind. You kind of have to play with it and fidget around with it. It's probably one of the things I wish that they would improve with the app, but honestly, all in all, it's pretty great for this type of app. So since this portion coming up isn't really part of the tutorial, I'm just kind of going to speed through it. I'm basically just cleaning up my lines around where the selection kind of cut out, so I'm just kind of like repainting and cleaning that up. Again, ideally, this is not the way you would kind of work on a piece, for example. Like, you would already know your proportions in the sketch phase, but this is just an example to show you guys. I literally only sized the eyes up just for the tutorial, but I actually ended up liking it, so I ended up keeping it, so I ended up having to paint over it. But, ideally you want all your proportions and everything in the sketch layer, but sometimes there's something that you might miss and you might need to use the transform tool. But there's other things you can use this tool for, so I think that it's really important to learn how to use. But the next phase of this tutorial, in a minute, you're going to see other options that you can actually do with the transform tool. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to first of all, we're going to make sure that we're on the right layer, okay? So if you're following along, just make sure you're on the right layer. And then we're going to just click the transform tool and just transform this whole layer. So you can size it up, down, whatever you want to do. And you can kind of adjust how it's cropped, but it keeps your background, you can keep your background separate, as long as you've made your background on its own layer, that is. Super important. But another thing I want to show you guys is this free button. So this is the free transform tool, and you can obviously like stretch them out, squish them. But the mesh transform is super intriguing. You can do all kinds of little things. You have a lot more control over each point in the drawing. Now, of course, it's not perfect, but, I think that the more you fiddle with it, the more you can kind of like figure out what you could possibly accomplish with this tool. And I think that it's really, really helpful. So as you can see, I'm just kind of warping them and making them look really super strange and interesting. But I think that, you guys could probably use this for different things. Depending on what you're working on, maybe you've created something and you realized the proportions were really weird, or you just kind of need to warp something just a little bit. I think that could be super, super helpful for you guys. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like. And if you're new here, please subscribe so you don't miss out on any other Medibang paint tutorials, art vlogs, art homework episodes, which are basically just ways of me giving you guys art prompts to help you guys know what to draw. Because I know sometimes we have art block and have a hard time figuring out what to draw next. So yeah, make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss out on any of that. I have a Patreon page that you can check out, and I highly recommend it because I have some rewards for you guys if you sign up for that. I also have a Twitch channel you guys should check out. I actually draw live on Twitch, and it's super, super fun. I have an amazing community of people who come and hang out, and they're all really nice, positive people. So I really want you guys to come check that out. The link will be in the description. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye! So before I go, I just want to shout out my patrons. They're on the screen right now, and I just want to thank them so much for supporting me. They're always so super kind and sweet, and they help me out a lot. Thank you guys so much for being patrons.